Right, so what we're looking at here is the very first ever heat pump tumble dryer that was available on the UK markets way back in 2009. It's the AEG T59840, and it came with its A energy rating, which meant it was the most economical dryer on the market. This though is actually a modified version, which you're going to see in a minute. You see, when I bought this dryer, it was broken, and the heat pump had decided to short out all the time. So it's got a modified heat pump here. It's got a later version that then appeared on a John Lewis and also the later AEG versions. So today, instead of it using 1300 watts of energy on the original heat pump, it now just uses 900 watts of energy. The downside, of course, though, it now takes longer to tumble dry clothes, but it is even more economical than what it was before. And yet we still have the same controls. And I'm going to show you something else as well. So, if we open it up, we got our washing loaded up ready anyway, and we have this door. Now this appeared on John Lewis versions as well, and it's actually a drop down door. Ready? You push a little button at the top, and we've got our filter that's round, and all we do was once we take it out, the fluff, we just drop it back in. Right, so I'm going to take it on at the top. The first position is drum light. Now here's the second modification. It's the drum light. It's just usually a normal incandescent bulb, but it's been modified with a blue LED one. Doesn't it look cool, huh? We also have a second filter, as is quite common on this. Now this is damage free, but the original one this has been changed over from the John Lewis version that I used to have, because the other one was damaged. But this is much finer mesh than the actual original one as well, so it should catch more fluff. Down here, this has all been modified too. Behind this grill had to be cut down behind it to make it fit over the different heat pump. However, this bit is still the same. So we've also got a third filter here, which we could do with cleaning out. And every 3, 5, 6 cycles, maybe once a week really, you should flip that up. You can take it out, and you're probably actually best having the hoover over it due to how fine it really is. Look how fine that is. And there's a good reason why there's more filters in this than what there is on a normal condenser or a normal vented tumble dryer. And that's because of the heat pump itself. Down here is our heat pump. This is our heat pump. And if you notice, we've still got little specks of fluff that's built up in there. What you want to do occasionally is get a toothbrush, although it's quite wet, so it really doesn't need a toothbrush. And if it's dry on, you need to use a vacuum cleaner with a brush tool to get all this out. We've also got a filter here where our water reservoir is. This water reservoir starts here and goes all the way back straight through because it's all dropping down into this. This has a habit of filling up quite a lot, both on this AEG and the John Lewis, and the John Lewis is even worse because it really did brim up to the top here. Bit of annoyance that really, but it's never actually flooded yet, so far I'm not too bothered. So after so long, after 5 minutes, our drum light will go out if the cycle's not been started. Still, let's turn it back on again. This is a sensor dryer, and we have 3 drum paddles, and they've all got their stainless steel reflective pickup sensors for moisture. These are attached to a band that goes round and it reads it off a carbon brush. However, it's very likely that the carbon brush on this has worn out because it no longer senses. It has done for over a year, and now all of a sudden it's just stopped doing it. Like it's worn out, because it is of course 9 years old now. What should you expect? So that could do with changing. So while I'm going to show you this, we've got to keep in mind that you know on the sensors. In other words, it'll run a 4-hour cycle every single time. Ouch. So this tumble dryer matches the this tumble dryer matches the AEG L86840. Even so, we've got Cotton's Extra Dry, which is stated 2 hours. Well, to be honest, it's actually preset at 1000, so it's 2 hours 30. Cotton's Intensive, which is is actually more like cupboard dry. We've got Storage Dry, which can leave things a little bit damp at times, and then we've got Iron Dry, which will leave them damp, ready for ironing. Then we've got Easy Care, which we've got Extra Dry, and automatically it's gone up to 1200 RPM, and this is because on the washing machine variant it automatically spins at a maximum of 1200 RPM. And then we've got Easy Care Storage and Easy Care Iron Dry. We've got Time Dry, which will go up to around 3 hours. If you select 10 minutes, it's just cool down only, although in reality it only does a 5-minute cool down. Then we've got a Freshen Up cycle, which I don't know what it actually does. We've got a microfiber cycle for microfiber cloths and stuff. It only takes 29 minutes, it's only for a small load of 1 kilo. We've got a mix cycle, which is for cotton and synthetic Easy Care mix of up to 3 kilo. We've got a bed linen cycle, which I've yet used. We've got a viscose cycle, a jean cycle, which is, if you notice, it's at 1200 RPM. It's basically for jeans that have been pre-done on the Easy Care cycle, and we'll really actually do them to an extra dry status, or cupboard dry status, shall I say. We've got Sports Light for synthetic sportswear up to 2 kilo, and then we've got a shirt cycle, which will get shirts to iron dry status for the 5 shirt cycle. And we've got Easy Iron Plus, which actually is a warming cycle to get the ironing done quicker, to relax fibres. And then finally up here we've got silk and wool, so it's quite unique really. You've got a wool drying cycle and a silk drying cycle. This is because of how gentle the heat is. At most it will only go up to 40 degrees. On these two it can go even lower. How about that? The wool and silk can also be used with a drying basket. Unfortunately, the drying basket isn't present in this machine. Anyway, we've got a few other options over here. So we've got dryness. It's the dryness will fine-tune the sensor. So if you're getting intensive dry and it's still not quite coming out fully dry, you can add on a little bit. Basically, you need to vary this depending on your hardness of your water. So generally speaking, minimum is for soft water, medium is for medium hardness water, and maximum should be used for heavy and very heavy hard water areas. We've got our spin speed, which basically just gives you a rough calculation of how long it's going to take. So obviously we've got 1200, 1400, 1600 and up to 1800 for those 1800 AEG models, or 800. Then we've got those 3 dashes. The 3 dashes is a preset one, which presets it at 1000 generally. And then finally, so if you don't know what spin speed, select that and it will be 30,000 RPM. If we go to easy care, it's preset at 1,000. Oh, look at that. How weird. And then finally we've got decrease. Now normally it will do a 30-minute auto anti-decrease after the cycle is finished, but if you select long anti-decrease it will extend it to 90 minutes instead. And finally we've got buzzer, so that just turns on the beeper. There's no actual beeper with the options and stuff. Beeper's only for the final buzzer at the end, which will continue to beep for about 5 minutes or so. It will also beep once the long anti-crease or the short anti-crease is completed. Finally we've got time, which obviously only affects on the actual time option over here, and we've got a delay start of up to 20 hours. So we've loaded up. We're going to select time. Going to select 90 minutes. So on this, it's slightly different. We have an actual motorised fan at the back, and that's actually been a separate motor on an actual fan dragging the air through and pushing it round. You see, unlike a condenser dryer, you don't have two fans, it just has the one. But weirdly enough, the John Lewis actually had a belt-driven fan from the motor, and this one doesn't. Quite often the complaint is about this is that the fan motor is quite noisy. The later ones on the John Lewis, because it was manually driven by the motor, was much quieter. At the top here we have our iron dry, cover dry, full dry, cool down and an anti-crease there. And it will go along as it progresses. If you start a normal centre dry cycle, it will start off with iron dry and it will flash on that until it gets to that stage. And if you select higher than that, it will then move on to the next stage. So with this modified basing, because the stuff's coming out of usually about 1400 RPM, it takes around about 2–3/4 hours rather than what it's actually stated for a full load. So a half load takes about 90 to 100 minutes. Put on 90 is a bit of a win. It might just come out slightly damp at the end. And 100 minutes might sound a lot, but to be honest, it really does save you energy if you work out the maths. It's only running a 900 watt heater as opposed to 2.3 kilowatt heater on a normal condenser. And it only runs around about 50% longer. The only problem you can hear right now is actually when the drum's going round, it's forcing a little bit more air through the actual motorised fan heater, so it's actually, that's why you get this really whirring noise like this, going up and down. And then when it's obviously stopping and going into reverse, it's the motorised fan is stabilised at the same speed. And that's another thing, it does actually have anti-crease on it, it does have reverse on this. Very weird. engine. So let's take a look at the results then. We'll take our fluff out here. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, this is some of the uniform's been already taken out. However, what's left is still here. And of course, after 90 minutes, this load is fully dry and pretty much grease-free, which is pretty good actually. So yes. So what am I going to give this out of 10? 7 out of 10. I personally like it because it is a heat pump, but like all heat pumps, they are actually more problematic than with regular condensers, and of course it does take longer to dry, although originally this original one wouldn't have actually taken as long. It wouldn't take any much more longer than a normal condenser. It's just that nowadays with this much smaller heat pump on it, it does, unfortunately. Still, I think once fixed, it does run pretty well. Yeah, the other downside is how noisy it is. That motor rides fine at the back, has played all of these models to make them kind of quite loud. Oh well. Not bad then.